Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Story for Susan. I know it's been a long time, and I stand my fuck right here, talk about my journey, spiritual stuff, and my life experience. Today, this video is going to be another hour-long video, a dialogue, a monovlog. So, you're just going to find a popcorn, sit your ass down, and listen the fuck. It's Christmas, right, everybody? Christmas. We Chinese don't celebrate Christmas at all, but everybody knew that Christmas is a time to pray and make a wish. I'm 24 years old now, a fucked up adult. But 20 years ago, I was a little child. And I can tell the difference between a child and an adult by the wish that they make. Oh, Santa, I want a teddy bear. I want a new pencil box. Whispering that wish several times before going to bed. The next day, open your eyes. You got what you want, because the parents got them for you, right? That's a child. What they want is simple. And they are all good manifestors. They are all good at magic, because they believe what they want is already here. That's actually a trick of manifestation. An adult, on the other hand, they want a lot of things. Their wish is really complicated. And so complicated that you can't tell whether it is a wish list or an allegation letter or a therapy note. Santa, I know you ain't real. So Jesus, Easter Bunny, or whoever the fuck that's not listening, hear me out. I'm having this really hard time this goddamn year. My job, I don't like it, but it's paying the bills. I just feel the lack of energy. When I got home, I don't want to cook. I don't want to heal or do anything. I just want to lie down on a sofa and scroll TikToks. I think my life is wasted. I think my life is wasted in this goddamn job, and I hope we can find a better job for me. And I want to live in a bigger apartment. I want to move my ass to the suburbs where there is more greenery, less noise, fresher air, thicker walls, so that I don't need to overhear my neighbor's morning sex, and eat healthier. Too much stress this year, food disorders causing in. And in fact, Santa, I just hate 9 to 5. I don't really want 9 to 5 jobs. Maybe you just made me a billionaire, so that I can just build space rocket and shit Don't need to go to a 9 to 5 job anymore. How about that? Now Santa ain't replying to this shit. Because last year I said something similar and it never came true. So you know what, Santa or whoever? I'm gonna get myself really, really drunk and forget the shit. Bye. That's an adult's wish. It's more like a complaint than a wish. An adult don't make wishes anymore. They, you gotta be realistic. You make goals and you achieve them. But when you want to become a billionaire, you don't know what's the steps to become a billionaire. Number one, I want to become a billionaire. Number two, go to sleep. Number three, dream. So, all right. But most children still believe in this kind of manifestation, dream come true kind of stuff. And I still believe in this shit too. Because if I don't believe in this shit, I won't be here talking about this. Because I have this belief that makes me stand here and talk. But it was really hard for me to believe in this Disney-like dream come true stuff. Because as a child, I witnessed my parents fail to make their dreams come true. So they were like bad examples of chasing one's dreams, and they happened to be my parents, and it was like a stop sign, warning you not to fall for the same road. My father, who doesn't celebrate Christmas at all, knows the importance of making a wish. It's like making a promise that will never be achieved. But it is very important to give hope to the family. It's like a president. When they come to stage, they gotta make a lot of promises to let the citizens believe in them. We gotta make our country great again and stuff, So that's a technique. It's very important to have hope. So that's what my father would do in the old days. Here's what he said. It was Lunar New Year, the biggest festival in this Asian culture. And we were having the biggest meal. We got everything we want, but we can't have during the normal days, like seafood, chicken soups, dumplings, fried chicken, hot pot, everything all at once, And we are sitting around a rectangular table, wooden table, a kind of fragile, and we're in the living room. Not a royal living room, but kind of functioned as a living room. We got walls with gray stains, and the light was dim. We only got a light bulb shining from above. The several of us sat together like an oil painting of Van Gogh, like those European peasants eating potatoes, but not that pathetic. All right, we're having a great meal. And my father got a little bit drunk, He was probably around something like 40s, the beginning of his 40s, still ambitious, but you gotta get drunk to say something really ambitious. So he got drunk and just raised his bottle and said, "Next year, we are gonna drive Porsche and live in a big house." That's what he said. I can remember it very clearly, because last year, the year before he said we are gonna drive Porsche, he said we are gonna drive Ferrari. It never came true. So the next year, he just reduced the Ferrari to Porsche, so that the price seems a little bit more reasonable and affordable. Nobody paid attention to him, because everybody in the family was very used to this kind of bullshit, just like bullshit. Yeah, honestly, just like bullshit. And everybody was like eating, minding their own business. Of course, except me. I was the one who would, like cheer him up and were like, sure, we will, Dad. Keep it up. You're doing a great job. And my dad, like would look me in the eye with some kind of admiration or appreciation, like recognizing an old friend and all that kind of stuff. And we would high five and shit. But I knew even though it could come true, though. But you were already born in this family, and it was like you are already fixed. Your ass is already fixed in this cinema theater that just kept projecting this corny movies, and everybody around you fell asleep. But you can't leave because you're already bonding with this family stuff, with this movie theater, and you can only force to watch this terrible movie. It was kind of tragedy. But I love this kind of like a daydreaming imagination energy. My father was a dreamer, but he just dreamed too much and do so less. So always says something, we're gonna be great. But tomorrow when he, sober and everything just fall back to the normal, He just said too much. And he never made those promises come true. It's very tired. Because at first you would believe in him, and then very slowly you just understand that he was never going to make them come true. And my brother and I, years later, we both grow up. So we too also became adults. And our father got a little bit older. And naturally, he just stopped babbling those kind of dream come true fantasy, Because my brother and I, we were adults too. Adults understand adults. Adults don't believe in fairy tales no more, so he just stopped talking. I have never understood my father, or I have never shown him this amount of understanding until this year. Because this year, look what I have done. Look what I have done. I want to become a writer, and then I want to become a filmmaker and shit, That's a lot worse than wanting to become a billionaire, Because, in Asian family, especially Chinese families, Even dreams were organized in the structure of a pyramid. So on top of everything is wanting to become a billionaire, entrepreneur, earning a lot of money. And on the second level, perhaps, I'm not sure, perhaps like having a steady job, something like a doctor, scientist, teacher, that kind of like a normal but decent jobs. And on the lowest, on the ground level, the most looked down at are the artists, writers, actors, actresses, musicians, this kind of bullshit. Asian families don't like dreams, especially those dreams that, in their opinions, don't generate money. So, I have never understood my father until this year. And, this kind of, my father was the only one in this family, in his generation, that has really great expectations. That was like an Asian Gatsby Wang, the kind of figure. That, like, nobody of his generation ever dream about becoming a billionaire and still dream about this shit. In their 40s, 50s, this is just so unrealistic. And the generation before my father's generation, so something like my grandpa, they are all just like realistic figures, because like they are the ones that really survive some kind of catastrophes in the history. They are really tough guys. And my father was something else. And guess who won this genetic lottery? I did. I was not like nobody else of my generation, just like my father. I don't know whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. I can't tell right now, because this motherfucker dream is forcing me to talk like a maniac at the rooftop of my house. Who's gonna do this shit? Nobody except me. Alright, I can't tell. So what do I dream about? Well, I'm not sure yet. Honestly, I'm not sure yet, because I haven't become anything great yet. So I'm not gonna give you a very solid answer. But I don't know what I don't want to become. I don't want to become an NPC in the matrix system. I don't want to do 9 to 5 jobs. I don't want to obey the rules. Get a stable job, get married, get children, get old, and go to hell. Yeah, this is something that I'm very sure that absolutely I don't want this shit. I just hate 9 to 5 jobs. And I hate 9 to 5 jobs so much, to a degree, that I decided to do a 9 to 5 job, so that I can remember the pain and carve the pain to my body, so that I can remember it really, really well. And then I would never go back to the office anymore. So my job manager one day just asked me, Susan, why you want to do this job? And I was like, I hate it, because I hate it, that. And they were, oh, I love you. Yeah, you're in the company. All right. So I was not as free as this all the time. Okay. Here we go. Last year, at the end of 2023, I was an employer in a trade company. All right. I've been babbling about this shit in several videos, but we're going to talk about details in this video, and you're going to understand why I don't like 9 to 5 jobs and those kind of system shit, Here we go. So it was a trade company, and I was a trade agent, and like they hired me because there was a sales website in some certain language, not English, okay? But don't want to tell you too details. Not English, but like the language that I learned. So they want me to take care of that sales website and be responsible for the sales. Because when I first got in the company, the sales of that website was lame, was terrible. Okay, they want me to save that goddamn website, build things up. So that's why I entered that company. I was very ambitious at the beginning too, because I thought, yeah, you know what? Like being creative was like equal to being poor. So how about I just got rich first, and then when I got money, I'm going to do what I love. That's like an Asian kid would do. So, yeah, okay. Christmas. This is a trade company. We sell things to Europe, like United States, United Kingdom, and stuff like that. It's Western countries. So Christmas was actually our busiest business time. So we earned the most money during this period because somehow we got Black Fridays and we got all those sales discounts and people that I don't understand, at the end of the year, finally having some extra money, and finally it was time to have this kind of moral pressure to buy presents for family, even though you don't really want to see their faces, those in-laws, but anyway, people are buying the gift. That's good news for us because we are these companies that generate the needs for to buy gift to your family. We actually made up reasons. Here are 10 reasons why you should buy this necklace for your wife. Because 1, blah blah blah. 2, family issue. 3, makes her happy. Stuff. This is what is our job. All right. Okay. Number 1. Here's why I don't like doing a 9 to 5 job is duty. Because you are selling something that you don't like. You are forced. You are getting paid to sell something with terrible quality or terrible design. You're forced to do something that you don't like, and you kind of feel guilty, because you sell these terrible products to the customers, and they would be pretty unhappy and angry about these products. But for the sales, you have to do this. For a salary, you have to do this. This is the major reason why I don't like working for somebody else, because this will happen. Okay. I'll give you an example. So we are selling Christmas decors, and there are some kind of a wood decors in the form of a family tree where you can put all your family members' names on the leaves. So you may not know how this works. Your family's got 3 members, so we will have 3 leaves. Emily, Johnson, George. All right, 4 names, 4 leaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. 5, 6, 7, blah blah blah, up to 13, 15, 17, as many as we can go, because he earns more. Right? This is the thing that we sold at a time, Christmas time. People are buying this kind of bullshit because it was kind of expensive, but the material was kind of flimsy. So because it is made of wood, but the wood was not that good for the price, and it was very flimsy to a degree that you can use it as a kung fu prop. So like I place it here in the bra and just break the shit, just crack the shit up. And because we're having deals with foreigners, but like this is I'm not being racist, but this is a Chinese company, and we just want to make money. So our customer service kind of suck. And because like the guy in charge of printing the names on the leaves doesn't know fucking English at all, and he doesn't give a shit about the names, whether it is René, the French name, or Renee, or Lala, Dada. He doesn't give a fuck. So he was only responsible for getting things printed, and that's okay. And that's it. You see something, that's it. Merry Christmas, Stinky. But that's it. That makes sense. That's it. That's his job. Alright? Guess who was responsible for correcting these wrong names? My duty. And you know how many others we could have back in the day during Christmas times? Thousands. So even though I was trying to, be careful about these names, but spelling errors did occur more often than I thought. So I had a lot of things to do. I was already stressed the fuck out, and I still have to deal with something, that burst out all of a sudden, like pandemic shit, like several customers got really upset about products because apparently the print they got a wrong name, Stinky, Steven, they got a wrong name, and sending those emails and leaving those bad comments, like gotta remove those comments, like you gotta cajole those angry customers so that they don't spread negative shit about our website on the internet, on Trustpilot. Alright, so that's my job. And it looks like you can never finish your goddamn job. Yeah, that's the fact. It looks like you can never finish your goddamn job. So sometimes I really wish that, I can become an Indian god. And then so that I can have a lot of arms, so that I can deal with every duty at the same time. That's not possible. I was a soul that really craves freedom. Everybody needs freedom, but I need them more. And I need a pure freedom. But I was in a 9-to-5 job. So how to achieve this freedom in your position, I took my shit longer than every co-worker in the office. So we were in a really big company, like not that big, yeah, not that big as Google and shit, but like pretty good locally. And we owned the whole goddamn floor. So we had on our floor we had a women restaurant, a restroom, and we have a man restroom. So every employer just fucking go to the restroom on that floor, that's it. But I don't act like this. We are on the 7th floor, but I would go to the restroom on the 3rd floor. I would jump on those steps, like like I was in a gym and I was doing a workout, just to get rid of my job for some while. You know? And from time to time, there will be a certain moment in my duty that everybody was doing their job, typing the computer, blah, 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 blah. I was trying to focus on the screen, but I couldn't. And all of a sudden, I just felt this kind of emptiness and meaninglessness that I just, very slowly, I just stood the fuck up, looked the fuck around, and just left. You know? I would go downstairs. So we have a row of office buildings, but at the center, we had a square. The square was like something like a oxygen park, so we can refresh and shit. A lot of trees and shit, coffee shops, you know. So I just go to that square, and just like shake my pants, like shame, redemption, just shake my pants a little bit, to see when I can get out of this jail. I would lie in the grass and listen to the songs of little bugs. I will hug the trees. It was very refreshing. I highly recommend you hug the trees. They are all very friendly, and enjoying the sunshine, like getting some energy back for around 20 to 30 minutes. That's goddamn long time, like century. And then I would just slowly go back to my job. And back in the day, I'm talking about the old time, I also wore a Buddhist necklace. It was like those kind of necklace that those people in the monastery would wear. So like, I pretty much just act like a monk, but a monk with hair. So I was like a barbarian, but with a Buddhist necklace and those kind of mystic face, those mystic expression, like somebody that has already known the secret of this universe, but somehow was born in this earth and had to do this 9 to 5 goddamn job. And, I also, back in the day, I did yoga in our office. So we have a really big resting space, with refrigerators, sofa and shit. So I do yoga there. And, all this kind of weird behaviors caught my boss' attention. So I got a team leader and a boss. So boss is above everything, above everybody. And one day, during a lunch break, our boss just came directly to me, not directly, but like apparently he was looking forward to talk the fuck to me. He wanted to understand what the fuck is wrong with me. So he was just like, Susan, you're a young person, but I have never met somebody like you around your age that would do yoga and eat vegetables and talk about Buddhism that much. What's wrong with you? He didn't really ask what's wrong with you because like that sounds too offensive, but like he just didn't understand, and then I just, even though I knew he wouldn't understand me either, but still I tried to explain my shit to him, I tried to make myself understood a little bit. So I talk about Buddhism a little bit. I talk about being an absolute observer and meditation, like observing your breath and be completely in silence and having the urge to leave this job, leave this society, to be sometimes completely alone and get to know your heart, and that eventually the whole universe will fucking explode and everything we have, this company and every bit of money you earn, your family, your wife, your children, they will all fucking explode and disappear and fade away. So it says something like this, and you would know that this shit upset him a lot. Because rich people, they don't like those sayings like, your possession will vapor, haha. They don't like this, you know. Rich people, they want their lives to be permanent and to be forever rich. That's what they want. But as a poor person, I don't give a fuck, you know. If the earth is about to explode today, the rich would be like, oh my god, gotta get the fuck out of this planet. But the poor would be like, oh yeah, finally. you know. So, even though I explain my philosophy to my boss, he would never understand. And even though he understand, he would never follow the philosophy, because he already are physically, materially very stable. So he would not give up what he already had. That's humanity. So I was just trying to be free and responsible to my duty at the same time, but it looks like it was fucking impossible. And matter of fact, I was a very terrible employer, because I don't give a fuck about the rules, like even during the busiest time, the Christmas time, I got off duty on time. You know? Like getting off duty on time is legal, right? But my boss thought I should stay in my position until the job of the day was done. So that basically means if I left my job before like 8 o'clock in the evening, that I was a serial killer, which I was not. I was just doing something as it is supposed to be, like leaving your duty on time. What the fuck is wrong with that? And apparently he got really upset, and also because I left my position, from time to time to have some free moment. Yeah, matter of fact, I was a very terrible employer, no doubt about that. So, I guess my boss started to see me as the black sheep in a sheep groups, like hard to deal with. And he thought I was the one that was fucking around. So, but he never said that to my face. This phony asshole, he asked my team leader to have, like one-on-one conversation with me, what the fuck is wrong with you, Susan? Like they raised the sales goal like 3 times, or like, the goal got really, really high, and if I can't fulfill that goal, I would get fired. That's what they do, they put a lot of pressure on me, like they're trying to break me down, take away my freedom, split me apart, and make me into morph me into a sales machine, They don't want human, and they don't want free souls in these modern companies. They just want machines that will fulfill their duties. Very sadly, yes. So, I never waited until they said, "You're fired, Susan." I can't wait that long. I just one day I just said, "Hey, team leader, like, I can't stand with this anymore. I want to live. Just set me free, you know. And we had another series centuries of conversation. They trying to know why you want to live. They try to act like friendly, but at the bottom of their heart, they know very clearly why I want to live. Because like, they been acting like bitches behind my back, you know. So I live. And here's something I want to say to my old boss, Mr. Wang. I know you're very busy, and I know it is almost impossible for you to be watching this video right now. But by any chance you are watching this goddamn video, first of all, I really want to thank you for letting me in the company and teaching me all those trade skills, website skills, promotion, sales skills. I really learned a lot in the company, and thank you for paying me for doing what I was supposed to get paid. And most importantly, teaching me the importance of staying true to myself to chase my dream. And even more importantly, Mr. Wang, here we go. Your family tree sucks. And I'm happy to leave your company. Alright. Where are we? Alright. So finally I left the company. I was free again. Yeah, motherfucker. I just had back my freedom along with poverty and unemployment. Isn't that great? You know, to be an artist, it is very important to be angry, you know, like to having something really fundamental to express, to talk about. You need anger, you know. You need some emotions, really heavy emotions, to stand here and brag. You know, that's very important. All right. Now, the following are the true thoughts after leaving that company and getting back my freedom. So I began to think, you know, I really want freedom, but like I had this tendency to leave the city and the country that I was born. You know, I always want to see something else. That's why I am speaking in foreign languages, because I don't want anybody that can speak Chinese understand the fuck I was talking about. So I want to leave this Asian culture and try something different, you know. When I was in elementary school, it was not a very decent school, but it was a school. That school actually taught me how to be free, you know. Because that school never really teaches you, you know. The best lesson in that elementary school was freedom. But one day, our Chinese teacher, was meant to teach us how to write articles. But he just had that idea, you know, like occurred to him, like, And we were a bunch of children, like around 10 years old. But he said, you know what, kids, today we are going to write poem. Let's be poets together. That's what he said. So I wrote the first poem in my life. So here's what I wrote. A pigeon was inside a cage, but the cage was broken and the pigeon flew away into the unknown. That's what I wrote. Something like that. I don't remember that shit anymore, but children don't really know what the fuck they were writing until somebody explained the shit to them, So my Chinese teacher picked up my paper, and I read it and got all of a sudden got really emotional and shit and said, "Oh my God, young Susan really craves freedom." I never knew I craved freedom until my teacher told me. So, like being a pigeon, sometimes some birds, they just got their feathers are just too bright and when they flew away, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Okay, so I thought, if I can be a bird, I'm gonna be an immigrant. That's right. I'm gonna be an immigrant. And to which country I should immigrate? Pretty obvious, huh? To a country that's famous for its freedom, United States, like some Chinese people don't like to acknowledge that they really want to go to America, some kind of America hate, just like the American don't like us too. Alright, anyway, I wanted to go to America and become a fucking immigrant. Then I thought really carefully about this immigration kind of stuff, be really ambitious about this freedom, American dream kind of shit, So I started to plan. Here are my 2 plans. Hear me out. Number 1, I'm going to walk the line. So if you don't know what is walking the line, you can just type walk the line, Chinese immigrants, American border. And it will pop up thousands of videos and just click one of those documentaries on YouTube and you start to watch a few episodes. You get to understand their struggle, their desperation. You understand what is walk the line. It basically means if you fall off the line, you would die, like I'm not promoting this method, just to be clear, but walk the line basically is, first of all, I'm not telling you the methods, okay? First of all, you're going to fly to several countries that's like close to the States. That really sounds like a method now. Okay. And you got, you got, pretend to be a tourist so that you can get the fucking visa, or because you can't let anybody know that, I want to be illegally immigrate to America. No, you can't just say something honest like this, And you get all the food and, all the devices, necessary kind of stuff, get them, prepare them. And then you just like, with all your family members around you, or if you don't want your family anymore, that's all right. You're going to be an American, nothing matters. Gather all your family members and get in touch with some kind of local people, and like, and then you pay like, I'm not sure, but it's like $2,000 per person. Yeah, it's kind of expensive. Yeah. But anyway, pay the money, get in the jungle, not getting killed in the jungle, all the way to the border. Try not to die there too. And then, you just survive there for God knows how many days until some border police arrest you and take you into the country. And then after several years, getting legal documents, you know, so that you can become a real American citizen. And boom, your life is new again. You know, I actually thought about these methods, but I didn't. I'm still here because I'm afraid of death. Like people actually would die in the forest. And once you get hurt, once you run out of your food in the jungle, nobody's going to help you. Nobody. There will be no rescue team. There will only be robbers or local tribe trying to fucking rape you or something. It's very dangerous. There are actually dead bodies in the forest and you could get infected, disease, whatever shit. It's very dangerous. And my whole family is in this country. Everybody I know, my friends, my everything I know, everything I built was in this country. And if I was to walk the line to get the freedom in America, I would have to abandon everything I have in this country. Like, I'm talking about illegal shit. It's very dangerous, a lot of risk. Because, like, somehow, like, this human society, this human world is fucking complicated. You can't just, like, oh my god, I'm a bird. I'm a bird, but I'm a Chinese bird. So I'm going to fly to America so that I can become an American bird. Motherfucker, in human society, we don't work in this way. We need passports, we need visas and shit. I'm just wondering, like one day, like one in a million, if one day actually we can travel in space. I mean, like out of this galaxy where we can go really, really far into the universe. Do we need visas anymore? Like, cause like in the universe, we need a visa of this planet if visa's gonna work in the universe. It's just fucking ridiculous. This is stupid shit. Because I don't know whether those aliens have passport when they land on Earth. If they're not gonna like, you know what, Earthman, this is my this is my passport from Galaxy 907. Please have a look. They're not gonna do shit like this. So anyway, this is fucking complicated. And I can't just fly to the America like a bird. And I don't want to do that too. I don't want to do that either. I don't want to do this illegal stuff. I'm not that desperate. I'm not desperate enough to leave everything I have, go to another country and open a Chinese restaurant. No. Okay? I'm an educated woman who can work. Yeah, okay, stop that shit. Number two, method number two. I thought about, okay, you know what? I don't want to do illegal shit. So how about I just study abroad? You know, in that case, not necessarily in the States. It's whatever country that accept me in their universities. That's gotta work. How about you study abroad? And then another very serious problem occurred. I don't have money to study abroad. Money is a very serious problem. It's not gonna like, hey, you know what? Maybe I just got my portfolio down and write my statement paper, and then the money will fall into place. It could happen, but it didn't happen for me in that way. Damn. So, these two methods are just fucking impossible for me at this moment. What now? What can I do now? I got really lost. I don't know what the fuck I can do at the moment. Guys, even though I am posting videos on YouTube right now, I never dream about becoming a YouTuber. I never dream about, because I thought most YouTubers, especially those famous YouTubers, kind of crazy, kind of crazy. You just read the news, like either they're taking their pants off in a foreign country and like insulting other people just to get views, or like abusing children, harassing women, like getting involved in gambling. Okay, I just don't want to get canceled. I thought, you just read those news and you got like, oh my god, this motherfucking internet is really crazy shit here. And I don't want to become this crazy on the internet just to get views. Am I crazy? I never dreamed about becoming a YouTuber. I posted my first YouTube video because I thought it's gonna make money, And then once I got my money, I'm gonna go start writing novels again. That's my plan. Alright. I never dreamed of becoming a YouTuber. When I was 6 years old, I dreamed about becoming an astronaut. That's right. That's right. That's something really cool, You get to leave this Earth, orbit the planet, space travel, and, like floating in the air, be really technology and shit, doing experiments, It's like traveling in the universe. It's like staying in a meditating status. You can open your eyes, but all you see is nothing. You can hear, but nothing. In a complete silence, you can be God. You can watch this planet, and everything happen down there has nothing to do with you. Maybe they're fighting each other, but you just watch, like, which side I'm going to support, I don't know. Like, that's something I want when I was 6 years old. And then it turns out that my eyesight got fucked up over thousands of exams. And I'm not good at scientific stuff. Mathematics. I'm a Chinese person that's like really bad at mathematics. So I cannot become an astronaut. My dream is broke. And then I became a teenager. Teenagers suck. As a teenager, I sucked. I was fucked up during those 17, 16, 15, the kind of years I sucked the fuck up, you know. And I was so fucked up that I wanted to build a new world inside, you know, because outside this outside already was hopeless. I want to build something inside. I can have a new world, a new world full of hope and shit. So I want to become a writer. I want to write stories. I got a lot of characters, dancing in my mind and saying, write the fuck down my stories, baby. Yeah. I began to think about the types of stories, the plot, the twist, the characteristic. Somebody got fucked. Somebody got married. Somebody got back to their ex. Start to imagine these kind of stories. But I was not good at writing them down. And anybody here who has never written any novels will never understand the difficulty of writing a novel. Period. All the great writers are also great marathon runners. I'm not talking about physical running. I'm talking about spiritual torturing, mental running. You're like driving on a road where you don't know where it's leading you. You don't know the directions. You don't know when it's gonna end. But you gotta keep the fuck up. And inside the car, although you are driving, your characters, just won't stop barking the shit. And sometimes you get into arguments with them because they're not happy about the plots that you settle for them. They want to change. They want to revolt. Sometimes they just, you can't find your characters no more, and you gotta stop and look for directions. Look for the plots, and then you get lost, and you gotta wait for a few days, sometimes a few months, sometimes a few years to get better directions and start your fucking car again. And then sometimes you're driving in this direction, and then you meet a dead end, and you have to go back and start again. It's a motherfucking torture here. Alright? I'm just too young to have this ambitious goal, This is just too hard for young people. J.K. Rowling took 17 years to finish the full series of Harry Potter. It took her 5 years to finish the first book, Magic Stone. 5 years. Give it one more year, I already fucking graduated from elementary school, but you can know the hardship here. But young people can write good stories too. Yeah. Alright. There is a French writer, Francis Sagan. Don't know whether I was pronouncing it right or wrong, but Francis Sagan, a French writer, published her first novel at 17. That's like the age started to want to become a writer, and then she already published a book, and it was a huge success. People loved her stories, and people loved reading all of her stories. The following books were also a success, best-selling during the year. That's her life. That's not my life. Somebody can just be really good at something without you giving it a lot of try. I mean, like, they might just try once and then succeed. Sometimes I really envy these people. because they don't need to shed tears about failures. They don't need to feel insecure, uncertain about their passion. They can just work. They can just go chase their dream because they already know what they're up to. Sometimes I just envy these people. These prodigies, these famous movie directors, famous writers, famous musicians, famous scientists, everybody that's like on the top of the pyramid. They had really good talents, but like the ordinary people. What about the ordinary people? What's our talent? So sometimes I thought, I don't understand. Is God fair? Like, why these prodigies have this really great talents, but the rest of us seem to be really normal, But then I don't believe in this bullshit, because I thought everybody was granted with some kind of talent, given it we know it or not. We are somehow talented in some way. We just don't know the fuck how. So sometimes I also thought maybe God should tell us what we were good at when we were born. Like, Emily, you have a really good voice. You can be a really great singer. Now, go to your mommy's house. Don't forget you have a good voice. Go. But then I come to realize that what if Emily doesn't want to become a singer? What if Emily wants to do something else? What if she wants to become a scientist? What if she was interested in painting? What if she was, even though we had some kind of talent, but when we were really born in this reality, sometimes we want to do something else. And if God forces us to do what we are really good at, then God is no more God, but Asian parents. I think God loves us so much to a degree that God is willing to let us do whatever the fuck we want to do. We can actually kill people if we want to. God is not going to stop us. This society maybe will, but God never stops us. God is always just watching, forgiving, and loving, caring. But maybe we don't listen to God anymore, so that we don't really understand what we are up to. There are so many reasons here to live on this earth, but what's mine? We gotta figure that out, so that we don't feel lost anymore. But this whole year, 2024, I was trying to figure out what I was good at. And I was clear about several things. Number one, I was a terrible employer. Number two, I was a terrible vlogger. I was a terrible vlogger, supported by the algorithm and the data of my vlogs. So I posted several vlogs, travel vlogs this year. Yeah, they all flopped. Without an exception. They all fucking flopped. And the only video that kind of made it was a babbling video where I just stood on the rooftop and babble. That's it. you know, unlike this time. This time I got a script. I wrote a script. I wrote a script for this video, and I practiced this several times before going on stage, But the first time when I started to do this babbling shit, I didn't prepare nothing. I was angry. I felt the urge to split out, to get something off my chest. So I don't know yet, but I might be a very terrible vlogger. So maybe that's why nobody watched my vlog. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not passionate about it either. But at least I try, You try, you fail, that's okay. If you never try, you never know, right? So that's okay, that's fair. No problem with that. So, I've been doing YouTube this year, and honestly, I might be doing this the next year because I thought the road was too hopeless. But I think doing YouTube is kind of free, It's also kind of cyber freedom. If I can't be physically free, then at least I should be mentally free. I should be talking recklessly, like Dave Chappelle, right? Should be talking recklessly. Right. So everybody knows that on the internet there are two worlds. The world outside the Great Wall and the world inside the Great Wall. Oh my God, I can't believe I just say this. So this year, I've been walking outside the Great Wall. My whole family, doesn't know what the fuck I was doing. Neither did I. And my grandpa, someone who has obviously been through something in the history, got really concerned about my career. I don't know if this is a career or not, but he got really concerned. And he was like, Susan, what the fuck are you doing there? I said, I don't know. And he said, watch your tongue. Don't bring the family down. That kind of history kind of shit, And I was like, relax, Papa. So this is legal. I'm just babbling, vlogging. Not gonna hurt. It's supposed to be funny. And he said, okay. He started to do this gesture. So how's the money going? He asked. Because the Asian families, they only cares about how much money you made. They don't care about your dreams, They got really worried about your money because they are afraid that the money you earn cannot feed yourself, cannot make a living. Yes, they are worried about this. And I said, $125. Yes, $125. I can see that on my Google AdSense. And you know what? To be honest, $125 is already pretty good to me. I can use that to pay my monthly camera mortgage and some other stuff. It's already pretty good. And now, all I need to do is find a country where I can survive a year with $125 and move my ass out there. I don't know whether there is a country like this, but I don't know. But I really think $125 is already pretty good. No. this ladder, Google AdSense ladder, with 6 digits pin code. I still keep this ladder, which like basically informing you that congratulations, you are officially allowed to get paid by doing what you are supposed to get paid. Yes, this is the ladder. I still keep it because I thought it's like a lottery ladder, and I was like a lottery winner. And this very ladder is going to change my life. It's going to change this channel and this universe. But then, with this ladder, I enter the pyramid of YouTube. I was on the ground floor with millions of other YouTubers. And still I couldn't make a living on doing this YouTube stuff. And to make a living, at least I have to get to the second floor. But I have no idea how to get to the second floor. Maybe I should win another lottery. All right. It's Christmas time, everybody. Christmas is time to pray and make a wish. So I'm going to leave my wish here in this video. And I say 2025 is going to be 10 times better than 2024, because there is no way I could go lower than this. So Santa, I know you ain't real, but hear me out. I've been doing a lot of things this year, last year, and I just try to be rich and creative at the same time. I don't think this is impossible. I'm still here, trying to achieve something. I'm still young, so let this happen for me, please. Alright, story for Susan. Thank you, everybody. Have a good time.